All right, get your wallets out or your purse out or something. Because chances are something I show you in this tool video, you're gonna probably want to pick it up. Not bad. So we got a mix of OTC, Tecton, Capri, Stillman Pro, Green-O-Matic, MTI. I think that kind of covers it really. And then some more unique, probably startup brands and stuff. But anyway, first things first, this hammer here, this is an 8-pound, right here, you see it? I'm not sure if you can see it. Right there, 8-pound. OTC hammer. OTC's on there, on the handle. It doesn't have OTC stamped or engraved or anything on, you know, the striking surfaces. I probably can peel this thing off, because if not, it's just gonna get really hard to get off once I start using this thing. There we go. Take the sticker the stickers off. Do not strike objects harder than 44 HRC. That's pretty much what that says. Striking items of greater hardness is liable to cause fracture or chipping or injury to yourself. Doesn't say that, but that's kind of implied obvious. All right, so should have peeled this off already, but I just thought about it now. Piece of plastic. There we go. Anyway, there you can read it for yourself. Part number, 8-pound sledgehammer, 12-inch handle. So that's the part that I wanted, something, you know, short, and you can get a good swing on it, made in India. A lot of people, if they're going to use if they need a short swing, they'll just, you know, hold it to this close to the business end and, you know, go to town. But really nice. This will move some stuff. And they claim that it's indestructible. That's the first one. In no particular order is this Pit Posse or something. I know I call it Pit Boss. It's a P. Pit Posse Motorsports. Made in the USA. And this is just a hanger for like extension cords or something. So aluminum, yeah, man, that word. You can see the wells. When I was looking at it, I was like, well, maybe they could have ground it down a little bit, you know, at least these portions right here that are more accessible. But some people might say, well, it won't hold anymore, or it's going to reduce the strength. But for what it is, 20 bucks, a nice little logo here. Yeah, it's not going to hold your heavier gauge wires as far as have enough air for it to spool on there, but for your smaller gauge wires, or even like, you know, accessory belts or bungee cords or something along that line, it will do. Has two little holes right here. You can, you know, mount it. I don't think it came with any hardware, but I mean, that's, if you can't find 2 screws laying around the house, that's probably a concern. Anyway, Pet Posse. I think they have additional stuff. I mean, you could mate this stuff yourself. It looks like it was just formed, like it was bent. Camera's going dead. It was just formed, and then this piece was formed and kind of tacked. Not really automotive, but MTI. This is a typically called a turbo nozzle, a rotated nozzle with filter. I've never seen one with a filter. 4.0 orifice with a 5100 psi. My current pressure washer is only rated for 40,000 psi or 4100 psi, so this was well within its range. You definitely don't want to use something that's rated this high on like a 2000 psi pressure washer, because you're not going to get the full effect out of it. Even, I mean, obviously I'm not going to get the full beans out of this, but shock resistance, ceramic seat and nozzle, so that's important. You know, aggressive clean in, zero high pressure impact with a wide angle coverage, 1/4 inch. So this portion is important, right? So the reason I say that is because, take this apart. So I do have a DeWalt one, and it has worked flawlessly. So that's what about the width of the stream of wire that's coming out, and it's going to be rotating. So it's going to agitate whatever surface you're trying to clean. I will say it's pretty weight. It has some weight to it. It's also made in the USA. That might be the part number right there, maybe. Maybe by General Pump. I do like it's red. Obviously, you don't want to point a pressure washer on anyone, at anything or anyone that you're not willing to hurt or damage. So, I mean, the red kind of signifies, hey, maybe danger, or maybe that's just their standard color. But the DeWalt one I have, you can hear the ball when you shake it. And typically when you start one of those, you want to have it pointed downwards so the ball doesn't go like smashing into the front. So I don't really hear any moving parts in here. So that's kind of interesting. Looks like you have some fittings here that you can change out if you wanted to. But yeah. And I mean, it's, yeah, about 2 to 3 and 2.5, 3 inches long. It seems like it's, yeah, can't wait to use it to clean a driveway and all that stuff. So throw this back in here until I need it. Next up, we'll just look at this one. So OTC stud, manifold stud remover. Got 4 pieces in there. See, made in the USA with globally sourced components. So for all the folks that often knock stuff from like overseas and stuff, well, I think the manufacturers have realized that. So I'm not saying this is like, you know, putting out misinformation. I kind of don't want to use that word, but stuff is going to come from all over, even the raw materials. So nothing is ever truly made in one place, because you got to source the raw material for everything. It might be, I guess, made in one place, but I guess that makes sense. But it's going to be from global components in all cases, trust me. And then, if that helps. So, removing frozen or corroded studs. Try to get in here. Looks like I definitely have something else in that box. Pretty nice, a little case, nice little finish to it. These latches aren't the best, but it gives you some instructions there on how to remove those manifold studs, and then this is kind of your setup. Nice little foam insert. You can actually take this out if you wanted to. You got a 6, a 7, 8, and a 10. Notice a little inconsistency right there. They're all like you got an inch up top and a millimeter down the bottom, except for this one. It's reverse as far as the print. not important. Let's see if they, yeah. So you can take this out and just throw it in your toolbox. But then you won't have this nifty set of instructions right there to remind you. So I think the case is small enough to just leave it in there. Plus, it's not, this silver looking labeling looks nice. Yeah. That. What do I have here? This is just a what do you call it? A hydraulic adapter, actually OTC. It's just a adapter, so you should be able to thread your pressure gauge in there, and then your inlet and outlet lines or whatever. So there's that. What else do we have here? Might as well start up here. Take this out. So, there we go. Green pneumatic impact socket, part number. It's the 3/8 drive pipe plug socket set. So not a lot of people are going to use this, but it's their OTC OTC green pneumatic standard casing. That's what it looks like. 3/8 drive with a square drive tip on it. So I have these already, but I decided to pick it up. So this is a 1/4 inch. What I like about these is the head on them. Your ability to, and these were a lot cheaper when they got first released, but now they're like discontinued. So they're still easy to come by on eBay, but yeah, but they basically have 3 modes of operation right there. Your full flex, which that's what I'm in right now. And then your lock flex, which, see, I have it flexed, and then I just push the collar up halfway, and now the head is locked. So full flex, lock flex, and then obviously they call it breaker bar. It's just a straight drive ratchet. That's a 1/4. This is the 3/8. It's the same thing. I will say the 3/8 is pretty bulky, so I don't have the 1/2 inch. I've been trying to get it, but I can imagine the 1/2 inch is probably going to be super bulky. The 1/2 inch is probably more for breaker bar, but I do like the fact that it pretty much covers all 3: a swivel, a lock-in swivel, and then a straight. So probably just hold on to these on there with the labels on there. I have a feeling in a couple years they're going to be worth a pretty penny, even though chances are I won't sell them, but whatever. So that's the brand right there. It's a grease gun storage thing. The only reason I got this is because I have a grease gun from Home Depot, and that thing is super annoying because it's always leaking for some reason. I'm not sure if that's normal, but this thing has these cups with this metal thing inside of it. So you got these slots, you just drop them in there. They got a little lip on them, so it's not gonna fall through. It's designed to go in there. And basically what you do is you slide your grease gun through here, it sits down in there, and then you drop the So, I mean, that portion is always leaking, right? The main canister. Slide it in here. It catches all the leak. And this is all plastic, so you can, you know, wash this stuff out with hot water or something if you so desire. And then you just whip the hose through here, and it kind of just hooks in place and just gets routed down in here. So if any dripping or anything happens, it just stays in here. I still haven't figured out what this portion is, but I imagine it just helps to retain that hose a little bit better, the end of the hose, the tip of the hose in here. So that's in there. And then obviously if you have a second cartridge or cartridge, yeah, a second tube, let's call it that. You just put it right here, so you have an extra one. But you got 4 little mounting holes right here. It's black, looks pretty neat, definitely good finish, definitely quality material. Obviously you're not going to be doing too much with these plastic pieces, but they're there to, you know, help you keep clean. So yeah, I just noticed my stuff is always like leaking all over the place, and I'm always like, you know, wrapping it up in paper towels and stuff. So yeah, that's the brand, and it's called a grease gun storage rack by that brand. It does come with some hardware for the install. Let's see, maybe you can, here's a QR code. That might help, I'm not sure. I call that portion the metal insert. It's not patented or anything. I know my grease gun is somewhere in a storage box, but once I get it out, I have a storage solution for it. Talking about storage solutions, here's another thing that I saw and picked up, obviously. It's these torch safe holders. I mean, you can see the picture. So I normally disconnect the top, the control head from the bottle. That's just how I store my stuff. But you can see someone has it on the side of like a cabinet or something here. You got some screws that it came with on here, just tape on here. You got a mounting hole at the bottom and one up top, and then you got a hook right here. So you can either screw it in, or you can just, you know, screw it in, just hook it right here or hook it up here. And then obviously your torch just fits in there. I don't have my torch right now. Again, that's also in storage. And it just clips in there and seats in there. And I think you can put a small fire extinguisher in here. Actually, the ones I have, it fits in the loop. It fits in the little clamp here, but it doesn't go all the way in here. It just sits on the edge. So might not want to put that somewhere where it can fall. But it would be good for a small fire extinguisher. So that's why I bought 2. So this is pretty much the same thing. But definitely bought one for the torch and then one for the smaller fire extinguisher. Even though the fire extinguisher I use in my garage is pretty bulky, but I do have smaller fire extinguishers in the house. So I got 2 of these. I'm pretty sure it will come in handy. Definitely for the torch. Definitely don't want to have that stuff just laying around, just bouncing around. So next up we got this actually picked up the stuff used, trying to see if it's the whatever TAC 100 ignition analyzer by GTC. That's what you get. So power's on, and then you can, you know, change the cylinders, whatever. Made in Canada. You can see the Canadian flag. Pretty sure this is a case. Yeah, this is just a rubber casing. So if you drop it, it won't necessarily break it. But got a little instructional manual. Should be good. Power off. Nice little case. I mean, I'd probably take it out of the case, to be honest, once I get my toolboxes set up. Which you can probably notice that stuff in the background. It's still definitely just sitting there. But I'll probably end up taking it out of the case. All right, start crushing this pile of stuff. What's this? So SP Air, which is different from SP Tool. SP Tools is a USA brand, and SP Air is a Japanese brand. So made in Japan. It's a 3/8 flathead ratchet wrench. This is a newer version. And again, this is air ratchet, so a lot of people have gone away from air, but I like having air and battery power tools. So this is definitely a nice one, and it's long. It's definitely a little bit bulkier, but throw one of those. It's not gray pneumatic. It's those stubby sockets on there, and you're off to the races. Yeah, I mean, I do like their blue finish. It's just like really nice and very professional. You can see the model number there. And it was made in Tokyo, Japan. The serial number there. Yeah, pretty nice. Yeah. Pretty nice, pretty nice, pretty nice. So I think I have enough, not enough, well, I do have enough. I do have just as much air tools as I do have electric power tools. And again, I'm not a professional mechanic. I've never worked a day as a professional mechanic in my life. I've never been trained as a professional mechanic. But, you know, I like to tinker around with everything that I can get my hand on. Yeah, we'll look at this Tecton set. 1/4" drive, kind of fuzzy there. You see the different bits that you'll be expecting to receive in here. I do like Tecton cases. I like the gray. It's funny, I was watching a YouTube video this morning of a guy, and he was like, man, if these Icon boxes ever come out in like a gray color or combat green, and I was like, man, if I got, these would look really nice in, I'm talking about Icon, by the way. These would look really nice in the gray. This is gonna stand out, but anyway, I'll digress. There we go, 1/4" drive bit set. Something like this, you definitely wanna, get a socket rail for, or leave it in the case. And the case is not bad, except for one thing. Right here. So these right here, if I flip it over, these aren't locked in. These things are not held in. They are loose as a bat. They just come out. So you gotta keep this stuff right side up, or else you're gonna be searching for this stuff. They do have the, trying to hold this up with one hand, and they do have the sizing and everything engraved on here. This is a P1, you can see it right there. But in the lower half, they're kind of just in place. I kind of wish they just carried through with the same consistency of the case. You got to put some effort, well, not effort, but it retains them up top. But down here, they're just gonna fly loose or something if you were supposed to flip this thing over. But if you put something like this in your toolbox, obviously there's a lot of wasted space. I mean, all this wasted space right here. But it looks clean. I mean, I give it that much. So we'll put the cardboard down there, keep it. And if the cardboard is not perfectly aligned, then we're kind of just fighting this thing. There we go. All right, almost there. Picked up, and battery is gonna die. Let's try to get this done before this thing dies. Picked up this thin head type adjustable wrench, made in Taiwan, right there. Let's see if I can, there. Nice little rubber overmole handle. Give it a tug and see if it breaks on me real quick. But especially if you're trying to get like under like a caster or something to hold like a nut or something, or anywhere that, you know, just need like less than the thickness of this, you know, this really comes in. And literally this is just a genius design. Someone was like, how about if I just cut the head of this in half or less than a half? It's like a quarter of the size. And now you got a thin adjustable wrench. I got a couple by Baco. So I think this is my second one of this brand. Probably see the next one at some point in a tool haul video. And this is a 150 mil. Yeah, right there, millimeters. Sizes are kind of on the side. And there's nothing on the back side. But yeah, it will do the job. All right, let's go through this before this thing craps out. There we go. Lower control arm, prime tool, OTC brand. Does all those things that it says it will do down there. Made in the USA again with global source components. I do have a SP Tools, the USAA company there. I do have one of those like leverage arm, and then I do have a laser tool one that is pretty sweet also. So this is my third means of doing that same job. This is more like quick and dirty, use a pry bar. The next two are more like, you know, have their own built-in pry bar. They each progressively get more advanced. So this starts at the bottom, then the SP tools at the middle, and then the laser tool. You can actually crank that stuff and it's gonna hold that lower control arm or whatever in place using whatever chain or something you want to attach. But here we go. That's all you get. So put this around your control arm, slide your pry bar in there, and it gives you leverage, keeps your fingers away from portions that are gonna crush it. I'm trying to blast through this video because my phone is gonna die. All right, here's a cool light bar extension cord. So Steelman Pro GFCI power station with a detachable light. So you have 8 outlet power stations with a 15 amp GFCI circuit breaker with this light up here. I can actually rotate it right now. There we go. This light rotates 270 degrees. It has 2 USB chargers at ports at the end. 6 feet long, 12 gauge, 3-strand wire. That's the part number right there. Or maybe it's that one right there. I'm not sure. But see the guy, he detached the light. He's searching USB ports. Yeah. Let's take this out real quick. Instructions just fell. So you got a loop back here to wrap your cord around, GFCI. You got a test and reset back here, 3-prong. And then the light. So it actually works. So turn it on. Actually, so power button is right here. Pretty bright, sorry. and then you can rotate this thing as you see fit. I'm just trying not to blind anyone here. So you can rotate it 270 degrees if you so desire. Turn it off, and then it's currently zip tied. I don't have a scissors or a knife with me, but I'm pretty sure if you press these two buttons right here, it's going to come apart, and that's where you can have the portability. You know, 8 plugs, your 2 USBs right here, protected, your kind of rubber feet right here, on and off switch, which kind of feels cheap. I don't know why you always feel cheap, but this thing just sits there. It doesn't have a way to like mount it or anything, except maybe if you use these, some kind of ways to mount using these hooks back here. But it doesn't have like a built-in mount or anything, like a hook, or yeah, it doesn't have a way to mount it. That's the only gripe that I have with this. But I mainly picked this up for the shed outside. You know, I don't have a dedicated light in there or power in there, so I can get an extension to it, and I'll have light and additional plugs for when I need it in the shed. If it works out well, I mean, I might have to add this to my my new Harbor Freight setup. But anyway, pretty nice light. I think a lot of guys who have toolboxes, hutches, or work centers or whatever, this will be a great addition. You got a portable light in there. I'm pretty sure it just charges on its own when it's plugged in. And then you have outlets, and you can just sit it there. Small footprint, GSTI protected. Yeah. Let's get it. I'm not gonna take these out of the package, but these are, I feel like I'm missing. Okay. Thought I was missing something here. So I was just looking at this, the way it's set up. I mean, this package is still sealed. But anyway, Tecton 3/8 drive, crow's foot, wrench set, 8 to 24 or 5/16 to 1 inch on a rack. And I was looking at it and I was like, where's the rest of them? I can see 2 that's kind of off here, but there's like 2 more that's just back here, fell out. But yeah, crow's foot, crow's feet, Tecton 3/8 drive. So it comes in a set of 2 right there. So that's the part number WCF 92301, and then this is 923. Sorry. Yeah. So just because it's the same part number, see it says wrap 1 of 2. So this is the SAE sizes. Right here, got the. You can see it through the plastic. The metric sizes. That's a 19 right there. I don't want to take them apart now because, yeah, like that, I'm gonna lose them. So, Tecton, a decent brand. I failed to mention Sonex, but this is their 1/2 inch drive 5-piece head bolt socket set. Not their driveline socket. I actually wanted the driveline because it has the swivel on it. I still might get it eventually, but this is just a head bolt. It comes in 10, 12, 13, 14 millimeters, and they're all 1/2 inch drive. It works on those vehicles. Yeah, let's take a look at it real quick. I'm trying to erase my my phone battery here. Pretty nice 1/2 inch drive. There we go. Pretty nice finish. So like I said, 10, 12, 13, 14. A little storage tray right here. But yeah. Got 2 more items. So Capri slide-in T-handle Allen set. I definitely picked this one up used. Yeah, they still have the little used sticker thing on it. But it doesn't have any, it doesn't have a ball or anything on the end of these Allen keys. I know most people prefer the ball. And I do also for those little slight angles that it can give you. But it's a nice little setup. Take this out, and that's all you need. Again, it takes up some space in your storage, but I don't know, it's better to be organized in a lot of sense. So, and then the last thing that I had here is a master steering wheel service set from OTC. Part numbers in the upper right, 7984, made in Taiwan. Pretty nice case. I will say most of these manufacturers, they do pretty decent on the cases, blow molded cases. You can tell when you have a crappy blow molded case. I do like the fact that they put instructions in there, so instead of like an instructional manual, you can just refer to it, and then you got all your pieces to the puzzle in here. Try to get it all in one shot. Probably not gonna happen. But yeah. And then you got your, I actually just stuck the lube underneath this stuff so it doesn't come flying out. And then there's a smaller piece, there's a smaller collet that's just under here that I just want to here. This little collar right here. But yeah, all right, this video is gonna, or this one is gonna die, so we're gonna call it quits. Clean this stuff up. Update, I have not gotten around to even removing the straps off my Harbor Freight things here, but we might do that. But yeah, that's a quick tool haul. The only thing I did yesterday, so my toolboxes were outside. Granted, they were covered up with plastics and moving blankets and stuff, but I was just kind of uneasy about having them out there. The first weekend that I had them out there, it actually rained, even though it said it wasn't gonna rain. So I was like, you know what? I thought I was gonna make more progress on this floor. Let me just clear this place out, get out there, just so I can just have a clean slate. Well, I made enough progress, which was good progress because all this stuff fits on that portion that's, I'll say 50% complete. Still have to grout, but at least it fits on that surface. So that was great planning again for that. But now I have to finish this portion. But since I know that how long this takes based on how thick this thin set has to be laid in order to level the floor, chances are by the time I have, I don't know, from there to there done, I can figure out a way to get those toolboxes on top of the, the tile once it's set and stable. So I got that toolbox, got this guy, the 40-incher, and then my press. So those are the things I had outside. Some thin set laying there, Harbor Freight jacks. One day I'm gonna do a video on all the stuff I have from Harbor Freight. I do think they have some stuff that are quality, such as these jacks, literally. So this place has also a lip right here. A lip right here. And that jack helped me tremendously yesterday trying to get those, get these bulkier stuff inside. It's easy to go out, but just harder to get inside. And then I just got all the stuff that I need for working, tiling and stuff down here, kind of organized. But yeah, glad to have these back inside. I was concerned that stuff was gonna start rusting. Really sockets and stuff, but our extensions. Yeah, so I know this started rusting. I mean, it's a tool, whatever, a Jimmy pry bar, but I didn't want to leave it out in the rain any longer. And then I do have some electronic stuff in that one that I kind of want. So my only problem with this garage that's a little bit concerning as I get closer to finishing this tile job is that you can see this, it's about 2 inches off the wall, and that's because the garage floor slopes. So you can see at the bottom it gets smaller, up top obviously it's wider. So obviously you never want to open up, you know, all your drawers all at once, because then that's automatically going to tip any toolbox on a flat surface. But this slopes, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to anchor this to the wall. Hopefully I can find like 2 studs or something on either side of it, and I'll just put those eye bolts through and find a means to connect the eye bolts, maybe put the handles back on here, and at least put like a chain between the handle and the eye bolt to hold them in place. But it's a setup that I'm gonna have to figure out. I'm probably gonna end up putting, I'm not sure if I'm necessarily gonna get rid of them, because space is at the premium, and I do wanna lay my stuff out in an orderly fashion so I can see them and I can use them. Like stuff is just kind of started to pile up on stuff here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna keep them. The only thing I don't like is this thing. So this is still usable, but you put stuff under there and you put stuff up on top here, and it just becomes, you almost forget what's in here. So I might just use this top portion for like bulk storage of stuff that I don't typically use, like cleaning stuff for the car. And I'll probably end up still keeping it. It's my first toolbox that I purchased. This guy is super nice because I do like it. You got all the long drawers and stuff. Granted, you know, you got the thinner ones up here, 2 smaller ones and 2 thinner ones. But just like it is right now, it starts collecting stuff. But this is all the stuff that I'm gonna use to assemble my icon setup. You know, my winch, you know, drill and all that stuff. And this is what I was saying, an eye bolt. If I could put it in a stud and then get my toolbox anchored to the wall. So I'll probably end up doing that. But I think I'm gonna put the icon right here. It's like the centerpiece. It's like the only wall that's not really, it doesn't have anything, you know, stopping me from putting it over there. This wall has this cutout for, well, it does have the higher amperage clamps, sprinkler system, but it has this annoying hollow cutout. The reason I know it's hollow is because I can see from beneath it. And then when this was being installed, it was pointed out that this is kind of a, you know, probably excessive design. So I'm probably gonna put the taller locker maybe right here. Yeah, the taller Milwaukee locker right here, the 36er. And then I'm gonna put this guy under the sprinkler system. And then my icon will be over there. And then the hydraulic press is probably gonna be adjacent to the, maybe over here or over there. Somewhere that's gonna fit. And then I'm thinking about getting rid of this and do one of those side mounts. Because luckily for me, I got a plug right there, and then there's a plug just beneath that sprinkler system. So I'm thinking about going with that. And it should be pretty easy to kind of DIY, because the thing you don't want to mess with is that spring. That's under a lot of tension. But this is just a chain, a pulley, and some wires and stuff. Still need to be safe about it, but you definitely don't want to mess with that as a homeowner. That's really bad stuff. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna clean up this stuff. I'm hoping to do some tiles today. At least 2 rows of tiles. See, I keep rambling even though I said the camera was gonna die. Yeah, that's my plan. Kind of glad I got this inside. And like I said, I'm gonna do a video on quality Harbor Freight tools that I have. I don't have much of them, but I do have these 2 jacks, a shit ton of cabinets now. They're chisel set, the green ones, the pry bar, I don't think I have much icon sockets or ratchets or anything like that, but yeah. Anyway, like I always say, like on all editing.